this is the cuff with the thumb hole in it. So first you're going to fold it in half, parallel to the grain line. You can see there's 4 notches here on each side. I'm going to pin the 2 center notches to mark them. And you're going to just sew a straight stitch right in between those 2 notches, a 1/4 inch away from the edge. Okay, so that's the start. Now you will open it like this a little bit and fold this seam allowance down, and you'll fold the top to meet the bottom like this. So that seam allowance is folded onto itself, so the right side of the fabric is still together. And then push the cuff out so you have an easy access to that seam allowance here. You'll have to kind of pull the other stuff out of the way to keep it out of the seam. And then match up those notches again and that other notch that's closer to the bottom. You can pin it all in place if it makes it easier. So now we'll do a straight stitch from that notch to the bottom notch. And make sure you start and end right at that other seam so there's no holes. So this is the thumb hole. And you'll do the exact same thing on the other side now. Just pull it out. And line up the notches. And sew down starting right at the end of the other seam. Okay, now when you fold your cuff out, you will have the top closed and the thumb holes sewn right here. So you have your outer layer of the cuff here and the inner layer in here. So what we need to do now is just sew those together at the bottom to close the cuff. So you fold your outer layer up like that and meet those bottom notches and the seam allowance together. And stitch all the way from the bottom right into where your thumb hole seam ended. So you'll see it meets right with that thumb hole seam, and do the exact same thing for the inner layer here. Okay, now it should be fully closed, and you can just fold it back right side out. To see your finished cuff with the thumb hole there.